Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nathalie Roth, and today I am going to tell you everything on to The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. Why I decided to make it spoilery, it's because, like I said at the beginning, I was curious at giving her another chance. When I, just like you, hear some book reviews, it's more to get different perspective on a story by itself, because all the different booktubers are different. So you're not necessarily going to hear the same thoughts, the same feeling of a book, of a story. I read last year The Woman in Cabin 10. I didn't really enjoy it. It was more murder mystery. A lot of people say that this one, The Death of Mrs Westaway, is the best work of the author. So it's not that I couldn't resist it, that I was more curious at giving her another chance. Harriet, short name, nickname Hal, is living alone. She is 20 years old, I think. She lost recently her mother. She never knew her father. Sadly, she didn't have the time or the possibility to go to university and to study, to have a job. So she's doing exactly the same thing as her mother did before, reading tarot cards. So you can kind of guess or understand that she doesn't make a lot of living, which sadly makes her in a difficult place, at struggling all the time to pay her rents for the flat and for the place at the pier where where she is reading the cards, having food or paying bills. One day she's gonna find into her mail a letter from a solicitor, I just forgot the name, from a solicitor telling her that she is related to Esther Westaway. She has to come for the reading of the will. So besides thinking that it might be a mistake, because so far for her she has no connection to this family, it has to be a mistake. But her situation, her financial situation, put her in the place that, you know what, I can be someone else, and if there is some money, actually, I will take it because I really need it. So she is going, meeting the whole family, and well, I can say that she actually inherits everything. A lot of landscape, huge house, a lot of money, and she's supposed to be the granddaughter. But this Esther Westaway passed away. She has 3 different sons as well, but yes, she cut them off of the will, so she's the only one. Congratulations. Make your choice if you want to hear and have a better idea if it's gonna be a book for you. Said I'm having some trouble or some hard time with the writing of the author. This time we are facing, I would call it more a contemporary mystery. The author, and she did the same with A Woman in Cabin 10, at the beginning, before the story really happened, she kind of introduced us, the character, the main character, by putting her into a specific situation, that she doesn't have money and that she's desperate, and that's why she's going faking her identity, to emphasize the fact that she's desperate need of receiving money for keeping the store at the pier where she's reading the card, that she had no choice since she was so young, didn't have any money, didn't have anyone to help, to take a loan, but illegal loan thing that, you know, when you give $20 you gotta get back with life interest and you never stop paying back. I really don't see the point, unless you're gonna bring back later that in the story. It's enough by itself when you say that the character Harriet, she can't always pay her bills, she can't always pay her rent. That's how many times that she was home with no gas to heat the place, with no food. She has no family, she has no friends, she has no one around to help. We understand you don't have to bring the element of a mob thing, that she's gonna be in life-threatening danger if she's not paying back that man. It's exactly what happened later it's never coming back into the story. I don't see the point. If you bring something like this, it has to flash back at some point. In this family of Westaway, Esther Westaway, who passed away, has 3 different sons and a daughter. But there is a mystery surrounding the daughter. She disappeared one day. Nobody knew what happened. The nickname was Maud. But her first name was Margarita. They think and they say that she is the granddaughter, so her mother, who passed away, was apparently that Margarita. We get that for her, this is a mistake. She is not who they think she is supposed to be. Okay, perfect. But when the will has been read, and so she's got the estate, she doesn't know, obviously, anyone there. They don't know her as well. They are surprised that their sister Maud had a daughter, but okay, there's a daughter. They are all pretty much welcoming the girl, not because they didn't get any money, but because, well, they have some default like every humans, but they are apparently generously welcoming the girl. And they are obviously asking her some question, not just for being sure that she is the daughter. We understand somehow that she is hesitating at saying things, that she's careful. She's never gonna take the time, for instance, to really ask questions herself, to go into the big library when you have some photo album and to go through it, because she is always like, oh, they're gonna know that I'm not real. I'm sorry, but if you were raised by your mother, she never told you anything about her family. You don't know anything about your father. What's the problem here? You can still ask question yourself. At some point, I think it's the first night, she's gonna take a photo album, open it, she's gonna see some pictures, and then she heard some noise and, oh, they can't find me here, they're gonna know that I'm a fake. No, because you never heard anything about your family, so it makes sense that you are curious. The brothers, obviously they know each other, but they don't really like each other, so they're not really do stuff together. There is just one person, Mrs. Warren. She was the only one, kind of a nurse, taking care of Esther Westaway before she died, and she's the one, well, kind of a servant. She's cooking and she's cleaning the house, but she is such an asshole. Like, really, she's mean to everyone, and they never say anything. And it's not only by saying that, well, she was the only one at taking care of their mother and she wasn't paid much, so it's understandable, where there is some limits at talking shit to someone. I'm sorry. The mother who died was a terrible human being, cruel, mean, despotic, and they all, as soon as they could, all the children, they went away, even if it was with school, and after they never come back, and they hated their mother. And the mother was especially terrible with the daughter Maud, so they have to stay for the weekend, and then it's gonna take another day. So during all this time, they're all kind of waiting, not really doing anything. And during all this time, we are staying with Harriet. For a long time, she was really sure that she has no connection. And it's not that you're guessing that she is connected with this family, it's just that it's the possibility that the simple one, your mother never said anything, it's possible. She's gonna discover in private diary, someone is writing, there was another girl at the same time. Her nickname was Maggie. And she's discovered that actually that other girl, who was a cousin actually, and who lived there. She lost her parents, that's why she was staying with the Westaway, but she is the Westaway as well, but she's a cousin, and she was living there. She's treating even way worse than the other kids of Esther Westaway, so she's gonna realize that, damn. So I was really connected to this family. You can see the confusion. It's because both of the girls have the real first name, Margarita. You keep reading and you're always wondering, and this is a good thing, you're always wondering, so is she really the daughter of Maggie? Or could she be the daughter actually of Maud? Maggie got pregnant, and so she is the daughter of the cousin. The mystery is what happened to Maud. The whole explanation takes the 4 or 5 days for doing all of this time, because understandable, there is not much that they can do. It feels like a waste of pages. It's a bit over 300 or 340 something, and it's too much in that way. We know that her mother managed to escape with Maud, and it's the mystery of who was the father. It has to be one of the brothers. It's not a huge mystery in the way that the author Ruth Ware is describing the arrival of one of the brother, who actually was the twin of the lost sister. It might be him. Even if it's true that at some point you're gonna question the other two brothers, it wasn't that difficult to understand who the brother is. I should say who the father is. You understand that one of the two girls has been killed. So for some time you're not 100% sure if it was Maggie or Maud, but for the sake of it, for me, I was convinced all the time that her mother, the woman who raised her, was Maud and not Maggie. At some point, so before escaping and leaving, the both women, the both girls, they got so close to one another that it was sometimes difficult to differentiate them. The same writing, the same way of thinking, everything. So it's like, you make up your mind that it was easy to take the place of one another. What happened to her birth mother and the killing, and it's just, it takes a long time to get there. You have a lot of unnecessary things happening. It's just at the very last pages that you're gonna get, so who really is the father, which brother. The Death of Mrs Westaway is probably true so far the best work of Ruth Ware. You do see some improvement, that is true, but there is still a lot of problem with the building of the story itself. A lot of waste of pages. You have a lot of her thinking, a bit of her emotions, but it's not a lot of searching, finding the clues of what happened to that missing sister. Who is her father? I would say at the same time that it was an enjoyable and a nice time to discover this family of the Westaway, the children of this terrible mother, who are so different. They are so easily welcoming her, and so even at the end they want to keep her. Well, anyway, she's part of family, but I mean, they are not rejecting her. Be ready of having some disappointment with the writing, with the building of the story. So we are not there yet with Ruth Ware. So thank you very much in the meantime for watching this video. It is an extremely long one, but I had a lot to say about this book to help understanding what's really is happening in this Death of Mrs Westaway, help at making you a decision at buying this book, going for the story or not. So in the meantime, and until the next time, have some exciting readings.